The Minister of Trade and Industry, Dr. Spiogabra, has called on African leaders to adopt a unified approach to enhance intra-African trade. He emphasized that fostering a collective mindset among African nations is crucial to unlocking the continent's full economic potential. Speaking at the first forum of the 2025 City Business Festival, Dr. Spiogabra underscored the importance of stronger collaboration across the continent. Daniel Udromensa has more in the following report.
Dr. Spiogabra also noted that increased cooperation would help overcome long-standing trade barriers such as inadequate infrastructure, regulatory challenges, and limited access to market information.
But on the broader issue of continental action, that again was one of the things that some of us spoke about, that everything we are doing here, we shouldn't be thinking about Ghana alone, because our next door neighbors are part of ECOWAS. So there's a collective objective that we've had for 34 years and which has not fully been realized. Then there's also the continental aspect, the AUC and all these continental bodies. In this conversation, we've also mentioned the need for other Pan-African institutions, the Remittances in Africa Remittance Organization.
The head of trade and working capital at Absa Bank Ghana, Emmanuel Mensah, observed that Ghana has been slow in responding to the ongoing trade tensions between the United States and China. He called for urgent reforms in the country's mechanisms for monitoring and reacting to global economic trends.
As a country, I think we are too late, and maybe I'll say it's never late. We are too late in time in strategizing and trying to navigate this maze of geopolitics. And I like the point Michael indicated where he says we need to build trade intelligence. We have Ghana Statistical Service. What can they do? It's good to have a handle on your economic data points and do research and all that. But we should be taking keen interest in what is happening in other people's backyard.
The Chief Executive Officer of the African Center for Economic Transformation, Mavis Owusu-Gyamfi, urged the government and the business community to swiftly operationalize the Lobito Corridor to unlock trade opportunities between Ghana and neighboring countries.
Mr. Koto, you were talking a lot about, the link between EU and Africa, it's EU and America, and who takes our raw material and adds value to it, etc., etc., etc. For me, that is a red herring. The Lobito Corridor should be our priority right now.
Managing partner at Confidence, Michael Koto, advocated for a strategic mindset shift among African leaders to strengthen intra-African trade. He warned that Africa's persistent over-reliance on external markets undermines its economic resilience.
We have a mindset problem. And not until we transform that mindset, we cannot transform the economy.
Wow.
So we have these discussions all the time.
Yeah.
We have these brilliant discussions,
Get on with it.
And we're still where we are.
Yes.
Forum participants also shared their insights. Chief Economist at the Development Bank Ghana, Professor Eric Osei-Sibe, cautioned that Ghana's local textile industry risks being overwhelmed by imports, especially from China, unless deliberate steps are taken to enhance its competitiveness.
So our focus really should be on how do we ensure that we support indigenous firms, the private sector, to be able to produce at competitive price.
Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, Samson Asaki Awingobit, questioned why African nations have yet to establish a dedicated trade vessel to facilitate continental commerce.
As we speak, African Union, we do not have one single vessel. We do not have our coastal area lines that will say that, okay, let's move our goods to trade among ourselves. We are going to give it to the foreign vessel, Bernard, to take it back to Europe before it then come back to whether Kenya or South Africa to drop the cargo. It's going to be very expensive.
The City Business Forum was under the theme Global Trade Dispute, Navigating Ghana's Recovery Strategy. It was sponsored by Absa Bank, MTN, and Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, and powered by ChannelOne TV and City FM. African leaders are being urged to respond swiftly to global trade disruptions and to adopt a transformative mindset. At the maiden edition of the 2025 City Business Forum, I am Daniel Udromensa reporting for ChannelOne Business.